Well, China has in fact blocked the listing of Masood Azhar at the United Nations Security Council. This is the fourth time that Beijing has blocked the bid to list the Jaish-e-Mohammad chief as a global terrorist. An hour before the deadline, China placed a technical hold on the proposal moved by the three permanent members of the UN Security Council to list Jaish-e-Mohammad chief under the United Nations sanctions regime. The UN committee makes a decision by consensus among its members. The proposal against Azhar had been moved by the United States, the United Kingdom and France after the Jaish-e-Mohammad claimed responsibility for the Pulwama attack that killed 40 Indian security personnel in Kashmir. China is a veto-wielding permanent member of the Security Council and an ally of Pakistan and has blocked India's proposal from being adopted by the Sanctions Committee. Pakistan has been under growing international pressure to crack down on terror groups operating from its soil. The Pulwama attack led to the most serious escalation between India and Pakistan in years, and with India conducting an airstrike on the Jaish-e-Mohammad camp within Pakistan that was followed by an aerial engagement along the line of control. Beijing's latest blocking to the list raises questions about the apparent upswing in the relationship between New Delhi and China after the Wuhan summit. India's permanent representative to UN, Syed Akbaruddin, has tweeted cryptically on China's decision, stating that only one big state has held up the listing of Masood Azhar. Our principal diplomatic correspondent Siddhant Sibbal has more.
A day after China blocked the listing of Masood Azhar as an international terrorist under the United Nations Security Council's 1267 committee, there is a sense of betrayal here in New Delhi. We saw 2018 being a year of reset between India-China relationship, starting with the famous Wuhan summit in April, and then of course the Indian Prime Minister and the Chinese President meeting for 4 times in 2018, but it seems that the Wuhan spirit no longer exists because China clearly backing Pakistan. Masood Azhar is the chief of Jaish-e-Mohammad, the group behind the Pulwama terror attack in which India lost more than 40 of its CRPF personnel. Today marks 1 month since that dastardly attack in the Indian state of Jammu and Kashmir, and terror remains the core concern for New Delhi. Terror from Pakistan, and it seems right now China has lot when it comes to Pakistan, especially the China-Pakistan economic corridor, and that is something that led Beijing to block the listing of Masood Azhar as an international terrorist for the 4th time at the United Nations Security Council, something that New Delhi will not forget and of course will see as the great Chinese betrayal. With video journalist Ankit, Siddhant Sibbal for Wion World is One in New Delhi.
Well, under pressure after the global condemnation for blocking the bid to ban Jaish-e-Mohammad chief Masood Azhar at the United Nations Security Council, China has now come out in defense of its decision. In a first reaction since it vetoed the UN resolution on Masood Azhar, China has said that it needed more time to conduct a thorough investigation. Already, the United States has issued a stern warning saying that members may be forced to pursue other action to declare Masood Azhar a global terrorist. India, which has been at the receiving end of terrorism too, has expressed its disappointment with China's decision. Already the case has been vetoed by China on 3 other occasions since 2009. And China is trying to justify its actions at the United Nations Security Council, and the Chinese mouthpiece Global Times tweeted an observation on a Chinese professor at the Fudan University, and Professor Zhang Jiedong defended China's blocking of Masood Azhar's listing by claiming that India did not present any updated material on the Jaish-e-Mohammad chief. While pinning the blame on India, China also tried to pull off a balancing act by saying that India-China ties should not be disrupted because of the differences at the UN Security Council. Now, the professor, who was quoted by the Global Times, said, and I quote here, China-India relations should eye the big picture and not be disrupted by divergences over such issues. Otherwise, it will hurt the interests of both countries, especially India. Global Times appeared to be batting for the stand that it is normal for 2 countries to view individuals or organizations differently.